Election Day is 52 days away, and politics across the country is definitely the talk of the town. I recently visited two communities that share the same name but decidedly different politics.
Manhattan, New York City, and Manhattan, Kansas. Big town, small town, separated by 1,300 miles, an ideological chasm, and by plenty of stereotypes.
I do things like drive four-wheel drive pickups across pastures, and they drink white wine, and they're just a totally different. They're a different class of people than I am.
How do you think people in the middle of the country are politically?
Very conservative.
Yeah, conservative.
Yeah. They'll always stick to the straight and narrow.
In 2004, George Bush took 61% of the vote in Riley County, Kansas, where Manhattan is located. The more famous Manhattan in New York went in even bigger numbers for Democrat John Kerry. But the red-blue divide cuts even deeper than the vote totals.
You see so much of a partisan divide on cultural issues. Your attitudes toward guns, your attitudes toward going to church and religion, your attitudes toward the issue of abortion.
To better understand that cultural divide, I sat down with voters in both Manhattans.
Well, I'm Catholic, and so I'm pro-life, and I certainly will take that in consideration.
Abortion to them, because of Christianity, is such like a focus on who they need to vote for.
We talked about values and perceptions.
I believe are probably different from values in other areas.
How would you articulate Kansas values?
Family, strong work ethic, God and country.
Maybe this is a liberal answer from a New York liberal. We care about quality of life, and we care that we're doing something that's valuable to ourselves and importantly to other people.
Do you buy into the premise that where you're from regionally really colors your political view?
I think to some extent. You read what you want to read, and so I don't read a paper that's going to be ultra-conservative.
And when people look at this and they think red state and think everybody here leans right, is that a misnomer?
Well, I think you just need to look around this room and realize that there's a lot of people who don't lean right. We are not who everybody says we are. And we're a great mix of people.
Christopher Sean Caton.
Our conversations happen in the same week New York observed the 9/11 anniversary, and soldiers at Fort Riley, next door to Manhattan, Kansas, train for war.
I love the country. I think there are people out there that actually hate America, and they don't want America to win and succeed. People in the media.
I think some people believe that patriotism is being number one in the world, being aggressive, going after somebody like the Iraq War. I mean, that to me, that wasn't a patriotic move.
The red-blue divide is very real, yet in both places we discovered a surprising number of people like Forrest Casey, undecided and in the middle.
When I go to the voters booth, I'm looking at the big picture. I'm not looking at your sex, I'm not looking at your race. I'm looking at the confidence I have in you to take control.